It gets even worse for Donald Trump. Even more musical performers have quit on Donald Trump's Freedom 250 event. Donald Trump apparently lied to all of these musical performers and made them believe that they were participating in the America 250 event. That's the nonpartisan organization that was created by Congress in 2016 to celebrate America's 250th birthday, whereas Donald Trump created this organization called Freedom 250, which is a Trump and MAGA propaganda arm. And when these musical performers realized they were being defrauded and or brought into this horribly divisive MAGA thing, each one of them began to quit, where Donald Trump is essentially now left with the only performer left, Vanilla Ice. And Vanilla Ice says, I'd perform for Putin if he asked me. I'd perform for Iran if they asked me. Also, CNC Music Factory may still be performing. Freedom Williams, the lead singer, says, I may just perform because people don't want me to perform, but otherwise everybody is quitting. You have Martina McBride, she's quitting and saying she was deceived. Young MC, he's quitting. He says he was deceived. Milli Vanilli, the real Milli Vanilli singers, they're quitting. One of the other Milli Vanilli lip singers is like, I may show up still. Then you had the Commodore saying, we're out, we're quitting. You have Morris Day and the Times saying, we quit, we're out. Now that we know what this is really about. Bret Michaels was the latest on Friday to say this is more divisive than I was led to believe. I thought I was out there just to support the veterans, but this is some like political thing. I don't want to be a part of it. I just want to make music, man. That's all I want to do. And yes, Bret Michaels joined the growing list of artists backing out of Trump's Freedom 250 concert, saying the event he was told would be a non-political celebration honoring veterans and first responders. And it's far more divisive now that he learned what this is really about and that it's this MAGA thing. The Freedom 250 organization is trying to act like, look, man, we're just some nonpartisan organization dedicated to uniting Americans around the nation's 250th anniversary. As my friend Adam Kinzinger points out, no, you are partisan. America 250 is the nonpartisan organization that was created by Congress in 2016. You are the Trump organization. I'm going to show you what the Freedom 250 website looks like in just a moment so you can see for yourself that it's partisan, it's culty, it's weird, and Donald Trump was going to use these performers, in my opinion, to add to this bizarre cult thing, and that's why you're seeing these performers pulling out as well. So just so you see first, this is America 250. This is the nonpartisan one created by Congress in 2016. You see right here, it says that they were established in 2016 to plan and orchestrate the 250th anniversary event. It's made up of people from different political parties, not political at all. Here's Freedom 250 right here. Massive photo of Donald Trump. It says, welcome to the golden age on it. Then it says the story of America, America praise. This is on the Freedom 250 website. So sure, nonpartisan, absolutely. When you then click American praise, which is on this website, it's some weird culty photo of people like having their hands on Donald Trump's shoulders and doing this weird kind of culty prayer. Then in terms of who's leading Freedom 250, this MAGA organization, and who's speaking, you have MAGA Mike Johnson, Marco Rubio, Hegseth, Tim Scott, Ben Carson, Monica Crowley, all extreme MAGA people who nobody wants to be affiliated with right now because these individuals, in my opinion, and I think others share it, are fascist, they're treasonous, they're traitorous. You're entitled to your own opinion. That's my opinion right there. So we heard from all of these other artists who say that they were misled about the event. Martina McBride announced she will not perform at the Trump Freedom 250 event, saying she was misled, echoing the claims made by many other artists listed as participants. Here's what she said, because this is the same story you hear over and over again, whether it's from Bret Michaels, whether it's from Martina McBride, whether it's from the Commodores, whether it's from Milli Vanilli's, the real Milli Vanilli, whether it's from Morris Day and the Time. They're all saying they were misled in the same way. I would like to talk to you and clear the air. I will not be performing at the Great American State Fair on June 25th. I was presented with an opportunity to perform at a nonpartisan event, but that turned out to be misleading. I asked a lot of questions and was assured this was a nonpartisan event that was meant to celebrate all 50 states. In my mind, I thought this was a great way to celebrate the states and also bring people together in the way that only music can. I saw it as just a bigger version of so many state fairs I have performed at over the years, celebrating community and what makes each state special. Sounds fun, right? Wholesome even. Yesterday, things started changing, and what we were told is, in fact, what's not happening. I've spent my entire career singing songs about real people with real issues. I've been blessed with the opportunity to be a voice for those who have felt like they didn't have one. It greatly upsets me that any fan who has been moved by my music may now feel like I'm abandoning the meaning behind these songs. I assure you that is not the case. I appreciate every single fan who has reached out. I hope to get back to the DC area very soon. The Commodores go. The Commodores will not be performing at the Great American State Fair. Our music has always been our voice. We choose not to publicly affiliate with any single political party. We support the betterment of all Americans. And again, I showed you the Freedom 250 website, right? You saw it. It had the weird Trump prayer, enter the golden age. It's MAGA Mike Johnson and Hegseth. It is one political cult MAGA fascist movement. That's what it is about. Milli Vanilli will not be performing. The original real vocalist of Milli Vanilli, they say, as opposed to Fab Morvan, who is one of the faces who was not actually responsible for singing. But the original vocalist, Jody Rocco, Linda Rocco, Brad Howell, John Davis, and Charles Shaw will not be performing their hits live at the Great American State Fair. Others using the name Milli Vanilli that appear on the advertisement should be considered a tribute band with no association vocally or musically to our sound or to our songs. Morris Day and the Time. Contrary to the rumor, Morris Day and the Time will not be performing at the Great American State Fair. Young MC. I have informed my agents that I will not be performing at the Freedom 250 event. The artists were never told about the political connection. I literally only saw the Freedom 250 affiliation this morning, so that's it. I will not be performing. I hope to perform in DC at an event that is truly non-political. Thank you very much. Here's Freedom spokesperson speaking out after Martina McBride, Bret Michaels, and more pulled out of the Great American State Fair. I want you to watch as the Freedom 250 spokesperson speaks out. Let me show you this right here. Let's play this clip.
Hear you, but what would you tell these artists who have decided to pull out of the event?
The same thing I would tell everyone. Log on, and sign up to attend, because this is going to be a huge celebration of America. It's really about the Americans that are going to show up to celebrate our country. That's what it's really about. We come together as Americans to celebrate our country. We're all united by the fact that we are Americans and we should be proud of our country. I certainly know I am. We live in the best country on earth. And this will be a celebration of our country. And it'll have fun for everyone. Like I said, the FIFA fan zone. We have activations from sponsors such as Northrop Grumman, John Deere. They actually are joining in with us to celebrate America's 250th birthday. So there will be activations, fun for kids, for adults, for families alike.
So we'll try this one more time. How was this event sold to these artists? Because you now have multiple artists saying we were misled about what this event was, misled about this event being nonpartisan. So if you can't answer the question, where is the disconnect here?
So I can't speak to negotiations that were made for performers, but what I can say is we're selling it the same way to every single person in this country. This is a celebration of America, 250 years, glorious years. It's inherently non-political. We're coming together to celebrate our country. We live in the best country on earth, and we're putting on a huge birthday party because America deserves it. And it is free and open to the public, and everyone is invited.
Freedom 250's CEO, Kevin Cratch, who was appointed by President Trump, has said that your public-private partnership is an opportunity to execute the president's vision. Just going back to these claims from these artists about being misled about the event being nonpartisan, what is your response? Is it, you say it's not political, but there is a partisan element to it, is there not?
I don't think there's anything partisan about America being around for 250 years. Think about the founding of our country. We have a history, obviously, but we have a president that wants to celebrate 250 years of America. And that's exactly what we're doing. And that's how it was sold to performers. We'll have military bands, military ensembles as well. We will have representatives from every state and territory in the United States to come and represent their culture, what makes their state and territory unique. So it's sold the same way to everyone that we're celebrating America's 250th birthday. We'll have military bands, orchestras, talented performers. We will be announcing more in the coming weeks and days, and we will have something for everyone there.
And just so you can see for yourself what Vanilla Ice had to say about still performing, because he's like the only person left still performing. Here's what Vanilla Ice had to say. Play this clip.
And I'll go play for Putin, and I'll play in Iran if you want. It don't matter. There's fans everywhere. Music is not political, man. It's universal. It just brings people together.
You know, when I think about some notable artists who speak out, and I think I want to share that with you right now because I think it's so important right now. You had Keith Morris, lead singer of the Circle Jerks. He just recently went viral for calling out someone in the audience who was like a MAGA person. Have you seen this clip? Powerful stuff right here. Here, play this clip.
So you're not here for my political bullshit. You're here for the music. Do you fucking understand our fucking lyrics? Do you understand what we're singing about? Do you fucking understand that I think fucking Donald Trump is the biggest piece of shit to ever walk the face of the earth? Are you fucking Nazis? Are you fucking fascists? Well, here's the deal, gentlemen, you guys. First, I'm not signing your record. Second off, the next time we come to town, stay the fuck home. It's really simple.
I had the opportunity to speak with Ken Casey, who's become a great friend of mine, the lead singer of Dropkick Murphys. Here's what he told me when I spoke to him about his music and the importance of musical artists speaking out against fascism, speaking up for the people. Here's what he told me.
Yeah, well, people will say to us, like, yeah, we know this is your politics, but why you, like, they want to, the right that follows us wants to be able to just kind of know our politics, but not have to be faced with it, And they said, why? Well, why all of a sudden so much? I said, well, we always have. If it's more now, it's because we're in a crisis. And if we don't speak up now, we're going to lose the opportunity to speak up. And all the things you mentioned, especially, like organized labor. And I get it. I get the anger and people feeling like the Democrats have let them down as well. But if you want to look at the voting records and you want to look at, like you said, the two guys in charge, whoever you want to call the president, I'm not sure which one really is, they literally laugh at working class people. How you can vote with that, I don't know. And I do see a change because I think that, especially like in the online world, that, the bullies will always bully, but like MAGA had dominated that. They almost had scared people into submission, and people would, even a lot of other bands, they just kept their head down because they didn't want it to affect their business. They didn't want it to, put the bullseye on them. But listen, they're coming for everybody eventually, right? So you better speak up now and don't be afraid. And if you want to be silenced because you think it's going to be better for your business, it's like in the long run, there's only a few ultra wealthy people that this is going to benefit. Everyone else is going to suffer. And someday you'll also carry the shame, if you're a band or whoever, that you didn't speak up when the time was called for. So that's why we do it now. And, it's what we've always been about, and I think that, working class people on the left in particular need to, stand up, because there's this whole like mentality that MAGA has painted that, like, you're either MAGA or you're, drinking soy lattes, or whatever, and there's a lot of people that are just like, we're just regular people, but we don't want a dictator. We don't want to see people's benefits ripped away, especially veterans and people who've worked their whole life to pay into Social Security. I just don't understand. If someone was going to trick Americans into what has happened, I would have like thought it might have been like a Brad Pitt or someone a little bit cooler or whatever. Like the fact that Elon Musk, the guy looks like literally seems like a villain from a movie mixed with the guy that's like mid nervous breakdown. And Donald Trump's just a clown. I just can't believe how they've been the two that are swaying people's views. It's crazy, and I'm 100% convinced that Donald Trump is a Russian asset, and because his behavior and the things he's done. And one other thing Dropkick Murphys has always been about is like a lot of songs about standing with your friends and family and the things you believe in, whether it's politics or just how you were raised. And Donald Trump is the exact opposite of everything we sing about. He's turned on his friends. He's turned on he's turned on America's friends and our allies. And he's a rat and a coward, when you think of it that way. America shouldn't be turning on our allies, So that's how we feel.
And the same way I showed you that circle jerk clip of Keith Morris, let me show you over here this incredible clip of Ken Casey at one of his shows. Let's play it.
Chinese fucking red that they all wear, and I think it's dye in their brains. You got the black on black Elon Musk true Nazi edition. And then my man here, he's getting ready for summer with a nice fucking light white one, all right? No, bro, listen, I admire your dedication, but I will ask everyone, if you're in a room full of people and you want to know who's in a cult, how do you know who's in a cult? They've been holding up a fucking hat the whole night to represent a president. This is America, there's no kings here! Anyway, do you mind, sir? We're gonna play a song about our grandparents and people who like fought Nazis in the war and shit, So if you could just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes.
And here was another incredible clip of Ken Casey. I'll share this with you also.
The reason we speak out, we don't care if we lose fans, because when history's said and done, we want it known that Dropkick Murphys stood with the people, we stood with the workers. Okay? And it's all a fucking scam, guys, okay? I want to propose, in the name of decency and fairness, sir, I'd like to propose a friendly wager. You can't lose this wager. Would you, in the name of dialogue and discourse, and I appreciate you being here, would you agree to a friendly wager? He says sure. That's a good sport. Well, first of all, do you support American workers? Of course you do. Of course you do. Okay. So, and you support American businesses, obviously. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys are aware, because we don't go around fucking bragging about it, but Dropkick Murphys always sells proudly made in America merchandise only. And here's the bet I'd like to make. If you lose the bet, we switch shirts, okay? If you win the bet, I give you $100 and the shirts, right? That's why I said you can't lose, right? All right, Matt, can we get a little drum roll, please? This is fucking high drama here. American made, sir, could you both turn backwards? Don't worry, no one's gonna. He just needs to check your tags on your shirt and your hat. Just need to see where they're made. No, the MAGA shirt, Let's see where that's made. It's made in Nicaragua! So, he is a good sport. He's taking the shirt off. We're taking crime off the streets. God bless your fucking heart. That's a good sport. You get one proudly made in America Dropkick Murphy shirt.
And then, I had the opportunity to speak with Ben Folds, who was the one of the curators of the at the Kennedy Center for the National Symphony Orchestra. Here's what he told me. Play this clip.
It's really sad. The Kennedy Center had so many great missions, and it is a memorial as well. It's as close to sacred stuff as you can get for our federal government. But aside from that, it really is playing out roughly the way that it felt it would for me a year ago. And I'm not saying that I understood how events would unfold exactly, but it was clearly the first step it was an authoritarian move. It was an authoritarian first step. And like, obviously they weren't going to start by trying to steamroller late night comedians. They thought they would run over us first. And that's much easier because it's close to home and they know what they're, and they know how to do it. But now the things that are happening are no surprise because that's, it wasn't just him. I think people misunderstand. It's not just him going in wanting to book bands or something. It's commandeering, the government's, the arts. And then from there, that's expression. That's freedom of expression. And from there, you move on to the networks and to Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel and 60 Minutes. And you just keep steamrolling. So I was sick on my stomach when I quit because, one, I knew they were going to run in the ground. No one that they were appointing had any experience in arts administration, but that was never the point. The point was to take that, run over it, and move on. So it's rotting over, next to the Potomac in the moment, and it's just sad,
And then I interviewed him about a year ago also. So I interviewed him a few months ago, and then I interviewed him a year ago, right after he resigned from the National Symphony Orchestra as their curator. And here's what he told me at that time. Here, play this clip.
I'm a musician that's not used to messaging this sort of thing, but I've spent a lot of time in the last, 10 or 15 years being involved in, advocating for arts funding. I actually did I actually went to did a testimony before the House subcommittee on arts. I played and did panels at the Republican National Convention in 2016, as well as the Democratic. And I feel like I know a lot about this, sort of the civics of this and the difference between the private sector and the public sector. What I find is when I'm trying to explain it to other people, not many people have the prerequisite knowledge for it. So maybe you could help me out with that a little bit. I mean, there was why I resigned. And then there's kind of another question that I think people want to answer, which is why not stay? But let me say that what I saw was an abuse of power, a very extreme one at the Kennedy Center. People might not realize how the arts work in the government, but it's very separated from the art itself. The government, partisan politics is separated with a firewall from what we say, how we say it, who says it. That's up to the people. And the firewall was breached in the biggest way. I mean, he let go of the board, which was bipartisan. Once the board was gone, installed loyalist. The loyalist came in and voted in, guess who? Trump, to be the chairman, the head of the Kennedy Center. The reason that is so alarming is because now he can put, or they can put, their fist on the scale of what is programmed, who gets to speak and who doesn't get to speak at our greatest arts institution, the Kennedy Center. That's a real problem. The thing I have a hard time explaining to people is why not stay and sort of, fight it out. And I think I could really use some Ben Meiselas coaching on this, because I know I did the right thing.
And more from what he told me over here. I think it's powerful, and I think I want more artists to see this. Here, play this clip.
I could feel suddenly, it sounded crazy before, and all of a sudden it's real. All of a sudden it's like, this is real. It's like, okay, there's not a firewall there anymore. When I bring in artists as a curator, are they safe? I don't know. I mean, can they say what they want to? Yeah, I guess they can, but what's the consequence going to be? They can't trust me anymore. And I can't trust them, and there's no trust. Before there wasn't a law that said you couldn't do this, so Trump did it. But the reason the norms are there, and the reason that America is because of the people that steward it, not the institutions. And so, yeah, that was a real thing. And I hate to step away from it, but we'll have to do our work outside of the Kennedy Center, I'm afraid, for a while.
Right. Powerful words, indeed. And, as you know, the Kennedy Center was shut down by Donald Trump, and he perverted it. He vandalized it, calling it the Trump Kennedy Center. And as you may know, on Friday, Judge Cooper issued a powerful ruling against Donald Trump, ordering that he remove his name immediately from the Kennedy Center because it's vandalism and it's unlawful, and to immediately open the Kennedy Center up. And then Donald Trump posted this long, ranty, whiny post about how so unfair it is and the judge is being so mean to him, and why is the judge being so mean to me, and all of that. But a federal judge on Friday said, take your damn name off of the Kennedy Center. It's not, you don't have the right to put your name on it and call it the Trump Kennedy Center, and open it up and stop vandalizing and stop destroying it right now. And I've done all those videos where I've talked about all of the Kennedy Center acts, right, that quit because there wasn't ticket sales and they didn't want to perform for a fascist and Donald Trump, rightfully so. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.